ready. Wait. Hello. Boys?
Yo.
1 sec. I think the stream can hear you now. Wait, I just gotta fix one thing and then we're good to go.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great.
Pog, let's go, man. I love the way you're sitting in your chair, Mark. Your posture looks great.
It's a little cabo short angle there.
Alright, welcome to the Just Eat Fantasy stream where we're gonna be talking everything to do with playoffs. How are you boys doing? Everyone doing good? Everyone feeling good? Everyone loving 1 hour content?
Big love
Yeah, we love that shit, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
What I live
I
for.
got an icebreaker question, okay? And it's very thematic to the current state of the year. Okay? So I'm gonna go one by one with this question. I'll start with you, Patrick. Okay, you ready? Would you rather cancel summer forever or cancel winter forever? So you have one season throughout the year basically, or one temperature. Which one would you rather cancel?
Cancel summer.
Why?
Good choice. Well, because when it's cold, you can put on clothes, and when it's warm, you can't do anything. You just lose.
That's true.
Yep.
What about you, Nuke?
I cancel winter
Cancel winter?
because it's cold.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So you feel like summer's better for you?
Yes, I feel like summer is more comfortable. Yeah.
Mickey, you seem to agree with Patrick.
Yeah, like his explanation was spot on. I agree
Hold on.
completely.
You can warm yourself up, but you can't cool yourself down.
Yeah, basically, there's like if it's too hot, you can't just keep removing, clothes. But if it's too cold, you can just keep putting clothes on. So that's the difference.
5-hit. All right, Mark. I think I know what your answer is going to be. Are you going to cancel?
I am
summer?
canceling summer because
I
I,
knew
do
it.
not have an AC in my room, so I cannot sleep. And I wish I had an
Mark
AC,
air
but
conditioner.
there's currently no AC in my room, which I'm deeply disappointed by.
Finn, what about you? Which one are you canceling?
With Nuke, I think cancel winter. It's too cold in winter.
So the
And it
solo
gets so
lanes want
dark.
it hot. So what's the actual gaming room like? Is it hot in the gaming room or is it cold? You have the AC on heavy or do you have the AC on low?
The AC is working overtime, to be honest. It's on always.
But it's still sometimes too warm.
Yeah.
I feel that. All right, you guys made playoffs. You beat the tiebreaker against Vitality. You're going to be playing against FNATIC. That's pretty fucking hype. If you win against FNATIC and you win another best of 5, you go to Worlds, but that's 2 best of 5s away. I've got a couple questions here about playoffs. I want to start with Mickey. How do you feel about the Super Week performance, placing 8th? Do you think you could have done better than 8th? 6th? Why did I say 8th? 6th. If you're 8th, that would suck.
Yeah, in theory we could have done a bit better, yeah. I think we're maybe better than 6th, but yeah, we didn't have the best performances the 2 weeks prior. We did go 0-4.
What would you say is
Super
like the
Week
biggest
performance was,
reason
like,
you had
fine,
that
I guess.
slump?
I don't know, just like joking a bit on stage, and drafts were harder than in the past. Because in the past we got Yumi and then it was free win, and then people started banning Yumi and then it was harder to play.
Were you guys trying a few things on stage, or was it like, did you sway away from something that was working all throughout the split, or was it like, oh shit, we need to catch up on the meta or something?
I mean, we did try Nyla at one time, but other than that, I don't think we tried much stuff.
The Janna?
Yeah, I guess that was also a try, yeah.
The Thresh was also surprising. You tried a couple things in the bot lane. I like it. I like the spice.
True, yeah.
Are you confident going to playoffs, Mark? Feeling good? Scrims going well? Do you think you're just gonna smash
Yeah, I mean,
FNATIC?
I think we were like pretty bad for the entire second half, but I don't know, lately I feel like we're not that bad anymore, so I'm feeling pretty good.
What's changed? Is the team coming together more? Like the mechanics on point?
We are, I think, we're first of all, we're a bit stressed, and then I think we also started calling out more bullshit and holding more responsibility to some of the bad habits we had. So that they are actually being fixed now instead of like copium being fixed.
I see. So, Finn, you guys are having, would you say, more direct feedback to one another? Is it like you take each other like in the room in the scrims, you just say it how it is straight up, and you don't really avoid any of that shenanigans of like, Finn, I think you're playing great. The lane looks good, but you could do this. It's more like you fucking into the tier or something.
Yeah, you could say that. I think it's also just like people maybe focus a bit more now because it's more important. I feel like to some degree we got a little bit complacent in our practice and we just like showed a bit too much. Stopped doing things that we were good at and just kind of expected everything to run smoothly instead of just thinking more actively about what we need to do.
Nuke, you've played in loads of teams in your career. Have you found that instant feedback and direct feedback although it may be toxic, it can just get to the point faster, is a more productive way of going through scrims?
I think that you can give very direct feedback without being toxic. But if you can't do that, then you can still probably better to be a little bit toxic and give the feedback rather than not giving the feedback. I guess, yeah. I mean, it's good that that everyone holds each other's accountable. It of course helps. And yeah, every team that I was on that was doing well, we were always not afraid to tell each other what our thoughts, or if someone did some mistakes, we were not afraid to try to help them fix it.
Yeah, I see. So from your experience, like the teams are molded more well together when you can just be direct with people and they don't get personally offended by what you say, because when they get defensive, it just turns into like a cesspool of toxicity.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I also had teammates that were actually like kind of toxic, and then in the long run, it kind of like, breaks down the mental of some players. If those are players that are always getting like, like kind of like on the receiving end of the flame, it can break down their confidence. So I think it's important to find like a middle ground. But it's also a hard situation if one guy in the team kind of like usually ints, then it's also hard to deal with it. So. Yeah, I think everyone plays pretty well, so no one is like singled out too much, I would say. So it's an easy situation.
See Mickey laughing. I can see my chat. Everyone's spamming emotes on him. He's just in the chat dropping emotes. Mark, I know you as a very direct person. You aren't afraid to speak your mind. I've got a question here that says, which player is the strongest player in FNATIC and the one to look out for? So if there's one player on FNATIC that you'd be not scared of, but kind of take a bit more seriously, which one would it be?
I feel like when I watch FNATIC games, I feel that Upset's the only one that's like consistently able to carry these days. I feel like if Upset is behind or he doesn't have a champ he can carry on, I don't think the others are really stepping up. So I think unless Upset is like on Zervi or Sivir or like some hard carry champ, I think the games will be a lot easier to play. If he isn't.
Yeah, it seemed like on Zeri he was just, I don't know what it was, Zeri Lulu, Zeri Yumi, whatever the hell, Enchanter next to it is absolutely broken. Is that something you're gonna take a look at, Mickey, when it comes to draft?
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep an eye out for, and I think we have pretty good counter measurements in place, but we'll see how it works out on the stage.
Yeah, definitely. Like has the split been hard for, I would say, mostly top and bot? So I'll come back to you here, Finn, because initially, from my eyes, at the start of the year, it was like Gwen, GP, Gnar, and it was like the Triforce of top. Then it went to like Ornn, Sejuani, and now in LPL I'm seeing blind pick Fiors and Jax. Has it been like a rocky road to be like, god damn it, I have to change my champ pool every other fucking week?
So I think coming in when we were in Korea, I was playing so much GPA and Gwen, and luckily for us, those champions kind of stayed meta, so that wasn't too hard for me to deal with keeping up. But I think some teams really struggled once Gnar and GP got hit. I think there were some teams that had very low diversity in their champions in top lane, while others didn't. But regarding the Sejuani and Ornn blinds, I'm not sure really. Like, I feel like people just blind whatever they feel comfortable blinding. And in Europe, that's usually defaults to tanks. While in China, I feel like every top laner coming up is like a Jax or Fiora player, so it's actually very comfortable for them to just pick that champion, and they feel like they can play any matchup.
So there's a difference in comfort based on region as well.
To some degree, yeah.
And Patrick, would you say that Europe is more of a teamfight orientated region? Like they like to just default to kind of scaling-ish picks, and the LPL is more of like an aggressive region. Do you guys ever look at LPL and say, hey, let's play more of this? Or do you feel like comfort and EU playstyle is the best?
I don't know, man. I think the bot lanes here, they are usually pretty passive compared to the LPL ones, so they opt in for the Sivir or the Zeri. But I think many people are not that comfortable playing like Kalista or Draven, so that's like main reason for that.
Yeah, don't see
but
too much.
I wouldn't say that we're like the whole region is like different, I think we're pretty similar.
Yeah, I get that. So speaking of playoffs, do you guys have a dark horse for playoffs? Is there a team that people are like publicly underrating, you think, Nuke? That is quite surprising? Because I feel like everyone's looking at G2 and Mad.
Is my mic working? Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
I don't know why you're laughing so much about this question, Mickey. But I don't know. Maybe
Was there some scrims today against someone or something?
I mean, we had scrims today, yes, but I don't know. I guess I think we can do well, and I think Rogue isn't like much worse than Mad Lions as well. So for me, I almost think Rogue gonna win against Mad Lions in one of the winner bracket semifinals.
Really?
So maybe them. If you think like Mad and G2 and I also think G2 is better than Mad as well.
Wow, interesting. So you think that Rogue is actually going to take down Mad in that upper bracket final? Not upper bracket final, but upper bracket first round?
I could see both teams winning, but yeah, if I had to pick one, I would pick Rogue, yeah.
Wow, interesting. Okay, we're going to swap off our playoffs a little bit right now, and we're going to go to some Just Eat related questions, because of course the stream is sponsored by Just Eat. So, Mark, I'm going to ask you a question here. If you were to select a flavor to describe this split, what flavor would that be? Sweet? Was it salty? Was it sour?
It's a little bit of sweet sour, Like we started off very sweet, 5-2, we were winning, and then second half is very sour. It was a bit disgusting.
But then you got to playoffs, so was it sweet again?
Yeah, sweet sour sweet. Yeah.
Sweet sour sweet. What about you, Finn?
Yeah.
It was a bittersweet.
I agree with my jungler here. It was a great take by him, and he really described my feelings with his words so well as well.
Wow,
it was very well said.
Is everyone on the sweet sour sweet train, or has anyone got any other flavors that they think suit this split well?
I don't even know like more flavors than that. So
what else have we got? You've got bitter. You've got yeah.
Sweet sour bitter.
If anyone in the chat has some other ideas, that's all that comes to my mind.
Salt, maybe.
Salty, yeah, salty. Spicy is a good one, of course.
Spicy. I could do spicy, That sounds pretty good.
Okay. Well, this transitions us really good to the next Just Eat question, which is, which was your sweetest moment or play of the season? You have a play in your mind or a play as a team that comes to your head when you think of like the best moment of the split, Mickey?
I think probably that one time I pressed E on Yumi. I don't think I had I don't think I had anything like really sweet this split.
And it's sour.
I think in the game against Vitality when Perks decided to give our Draven a little 1.5k cash out.
That was
pretty
the
sweet.
sweetest one. Yeah, that was the
a
sweetest
good
one for sure.
Yeah,
and then sour. Probably the one where I got Tam Kench level 1 where they were getting mid puppy and I said I'm gonna flash the hook and the hook comes out and then flash it and I just died.
What about the 0-10 Nami thoughts? Let me get your thoughts and feelings on that. Just a quick sour question here.
I'm not sure if that would be like sour. Is there any other flavors that you can describe them with?
I don't know, fishy.
That was depressing. I don't know if that's a flavor, but yeah.
Okay, maybe, I don't know. No, that was a rough game. That was a tough game. I liked Patrick Zaya play, the outplay in mid. I can remember it off the top of my head with the Zaya like E-flash. That was pretty sweet, Paddy. You got anything sweeter?
Let's go.
Or is that your sweetest?
I don't even remember like the games too much to split.
Full of blur.
Yeah, I guess that was the best play I did this split. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was pretty lucky that it worked.
Lucky? Is it luck or is it skill? How much of League is luck? Finn, tell me. How much of League when you go into a game is luck? Because actually, I've got a follow-up question afterwards, but I'll let you say your percent first.
Well, if you're lucky enough to have a good draft, it's a lot of luck. But if you have bad drafts, it's a bit unlucky. But I don't think there's that much luck involved. It's mostly just like if you're good, then you like get away with everything, and if you're bad, everything you do becomes bad.
Yeah. Okay, so my follow-up question was going to be for Nuke. Because how much does draft decide the game? I think I saw Mickey saying this somewhere on an interview or something, like half the games decide in draft or even more of it. You gave a percentage of the game was decided from draft. How much would it be like right now?
I mean, I think we're at least like above 50%.
Okay.
But it also depends like on the skill gap, of course, of the teams. But yeah, 50% is good, yeah. Half the game before the game, half the game in the game.
Do you think it's higher than previous seasons, or has League always been 50% draft?
Well, I think the more like like late game team fight meta, the more like draft is like important. So I think right now it's pretty important, yeah.
Okay, so bold predictions here. You're not allowed to include yourselves. Start with Mark. Who's gonna win the split that's not you? Let's say Exile wasn't here, and it's a 5
That's easy.
team.
That's G2. That's
G2?
not even bold.
That's really bold, Mark.
That's very bold of me.
Super bold.
Does everyone agree? Is it just G2?
Yeah.
So we're gonna get an XL G2 final. Is that what you're
Oh,
telling me?
Patrick. You have a
Yes.
different
Patrick,
opinion?
he's thinking about it.
You know what? I'm down for Mad Lions.
Oh.
Oh.
Down?
Okay.
Well, they do
Calm
have
down.
4 out of 5 players.
Yeah,
four
all pros.
4 of the best players, yeah.
So if Armut can't bring them down enough, then maybe they can win.
And if Armor just like play safe, should be fine.
Okay, so
Oh,
talk
Matt,
to
they play nice, so
Mad play nice. What is it about Mad? Is it because they play really heavy early game?
well, they like pick Draven or Kalista, and then win. So I like to see that. Because for me personally, it doesn't always work. Just
Yeah.
sometimes.
Just sometimes. So if Mad pick these 2 champs and win, what does G2 do that makes them win? Mickey, is there something that they do different, or is it just that their players are experienced and good and basically everything combined?
Well, I think they draft pretty well, and then they also play pretty well with the draft. And I think last playoffs it came down to who figured out the meta the fastest, which was G2 with the Ari Ornn. And then I think this time it's gonna be similar. Whoever figures out the meta, I think is gonna win. Because yeah, I mean, draft is very OP, yeah. So that's basically it.
So just to go back quickly there, Patrick, I just got a breaking news in my ears from the producer. Wunder just dropped a banger, saying that he just 6-0'd the 4 out of 5 #1 All Pro team. So that's quite nerve-wracking for the best of 5 coming up next weekend. Another question I had was about the Korean bootcamp, because you guys came back from the Korean bootcamp. You were scrimming some of the top teams in China and LCK. You had the 5-2 record. You were like, I think, first or second in the first 3 weeks. What was it that made that fade away? Was it like the beauty of it, the wins, like the first and second kind of placings? Was it the change in meta? Was it just the scrims got overall worse and you got complacent? What is there one thing that comes to mind, Nuke?
That made us like worse afterwards. I mean, yeah, meta change, but to be fair, like we scrimmed like probably 90% on the Korean bootcamp pre-durability patch. So I would say a lot of the gameplay we were using there was like redundant, and a lot of the meta of the picks changed as well. And we kind of just figured out like to pick like Yuumi, like when we were already back in EU and we play against EU team. They of course want to pick Yuumi, and we were like, okay, we can't win against Yuumi. It must be OP. And so I think we were like the Korea bootcamp helped more about, I guess, like teamwork and stuff. But then I'm not sure what happened later in the season. Like some weeks I was just inting, some week like other people inted a bit, and I think just like the int stacked up too much.
I see. Stacked up too much. I guess that's a mixture of things like miscommunication, stage performances, draft. Like one small thing goes wrong and it just kind of snowballs. Speaking of Yuumi, is scaling just the meta right now? Is it just something you guys think? Because in your last Super Week, you guys just went Azir. I don't know what 80 carries you're playing, but I remember you were just prioritizing Azir really heavily. Sivir, was it just going into Super Week? Was it, okay, we've tried new picks out. It's not working well. We could go early game, but it's better if we just play more mid to late game because our macro is stronger. Finn, and you just had that consciously decided as a team that you're just going to play more scaling in the Super Week?
I think we just felt like we had tried to play more early game comps on stage, and a lot of times we didn't really execute the same plays on stage as we do in scrim. So we were like, okay, let's just go and play the scaling this week. And I mean, I think we just pick strong champions in general, and I think those champions happen to not only be pretty strong early but scale well, such as like Azir, and can't remember what else we played now off the top of my head, but
yeah, I just remember a lot of scaling. Cool, that's really interesting. So you guys have probably had a break. How many days off did you have, Patrick, before you started scrimming again? Because you guys just said you started scrimming again today.
Yeah, we had 2 days off, and then I think yesterday or the day before we were doing content. As you know.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you know.
Did you do anything special in those few days off? Did you reflect on the games? Did you stop playing League? Do you have any like things that you do when it comes to days off? Because I presume you get normally on normal weeks a Sunday off. Your days off just consist of grinding solo queue, Mickey?
That depends. This break, not really, but maybe the last break, yeah. Mostly because I don't know, I just want to take a break from the game. This break, because solo queue was breaking me slowly but surely.
The voices.
But yeah, I don't know. It just depends. Sometimes I play some Genshin. Sometimes I go out, meet some people.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah.
The voices. One of the controversial questions that I actually want to bring up is the debate around best of 3, Markoon. Do you think best of 3? There's going to be multiple questions in this question. Do you think best of 3, first of all, would improve the region, and second of all, do you think best of 3 would be more interesting and more competitive and more enjoyable for you to do in a regular season?
I think for players, best of 3 is just always better. I mean, playing more games makes you better. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, best of 3 will also allow for more creativity in draft. Because in best of 1, if you fuck up the draft, then you lost for the week. So you can play best of 3, first game, you could try out some stuff. Maybe you could play some early game, and then second game, you could pick a 0 after you lost. So I think best of 3 is just better overall.
Do you think best of 3 could lead to burnout, Finn, in players with more games in a regular season than playoffs? Do you think it's like a big toll when it comes to later on in summer, or is that manageable and best of 3 is just something that is more interesting to adopt because the LCK and the LPL have been doing it for many years?
I don't think best of 3 leads to burnout. You still like go to the studio the same amount. You still like almost play the same. I feel like time spent in the studio is roughly similar, and it's just I guess the negative side is just some people have to watch BDS and SK play best of 3, and I guess not a lot of people will stay around to do that.
Yeah, I suppose.
guess,
But then
yeah.
again, you get G2 versus Mad or G2 versus XL for best of 3, so there's like two opposite sides of the coin for the interest. Is there any middle ground? Do you disagree, any of you, to say like, no, I actually think best of 1's better, or I think best of 2's better?
I think best of 3 is a lot better as well, because it also weeds out like loser teams who play like the same comp the whole week in scrims and then play like one game, all 5 same champions.
True.
And it's just like such, yeah.
I think if it was best of 3, the standings would look a lot different for the split.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think any teams would be lower or any teams would be higher?
I think Strides would be lower. I think maybe Rogue. I don't know.
I
Be
think
higher?
the standings would be like more clear because this split, like towards the end, we had many teams with even wins, but I don't know, it was somewhat clear that like some teams are not as good as the others, even though they had the same amount of wins.
Which ones?
Like let's say Astralis and
Ones.
Fnatic. You know, at some point they were like even wins, but of course Fnatic are a little bit better.
Yeah.
I see. So you think that a lot of teams, when it comes to best of 1, just play one comp in scrims and then they just pick it on stage and it's comfort and they win. And then if you actually had a best of 3 and you could just adapt and ban out some of their champs, and they would just lose the next 2 games if they happen to win the first?
Yes.
I think so too, yeah.
Because if you think of back to last split where T1 went undefeated, they were losing a lot of game 1s, you know, and then they just won the best of 3. So in theory, you know, we could have been undefeated as well this split, but unfortunately we played best of 1. So
you're telling me when there's a best of 3, XL is going to be undefeated, 18-0.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I'd love to see it. Maybe next year, maybe the year after. Who knows what the hell happened with the format? But I mean, none of us in this call really have an impact, but we're just passengers in this game. All right. Speaking of games, I've got some fun questions to ask. We've talked about playoffs, but I've got a lot of who would and who is most likely to. So these will be a bit funny questions. Feel free to be. Or say some base takes if you have. But the first one is an easy one. Who is most likely to turn up late to scrims?
Mark.
What?
That is
How
Mark.
many times has
That's
Finn
Mark,
been
yeah.
late?
Okay.
He went
Use your
late to
brain.
meetings, yeah.
Okay, I'm late to meetings,
Yeah,
but
it's been
never
late to meetings.
ever have been late to scrims.
I'm
Compared
not
to
late for scrims. I'm not late for meetings. So why would I be the most late? You're late for
No,
meetings.
I remember you were late for
Mark,
scrims.
everyone
No, but
said
this
you.
is who is the most likely to.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
but
you're the
let's
most
say you
likely to as
do,
well.
but you know, it's
No,
just...
but he did once, so he's also most likely to.
Yes.
It was last split.
When
though.
was I late?
Last split?
you, you remember
I don't know.
that?
We had scrims at
Finn
like
has
1
been late for meetings 4
April,
times.
April the 12th.
Yeah.
Finn has been late for
April the
meetings 4
12th.
times
It's in
the
his
last 2
calendar.
weeks.
I'm late
Oh
to
my-
meetings, not
Okay,
scrims.
Mark, we can agree to disagree here, but
I mean, this.
Mark
Yeah,
is-
Mark. It's 4 against 1, mate. I'm sure you're right.
Whatever.
Again.
Mark has never had an L take in his entire life.
Is
I
there
don't know,
any?
Finn, you're so lucky. Like late 4 times, and then this question comes up, and your entire team just like forgets that you're late 4 times.
So you're telling me if the question was rephrased to who's most likely to turn up late to meetings, Finn would take that.
yeah, that'd be Finn, yeah.
That would be Finn, yeah.
How am I late to scrims? How am I?
That might be me.
I'm still unfairly targeted here.
I'm destroying the team from the inside already with these questions. Oh my god, there's 10 more left or something like that.
Yeah.
Is it because
Yeah,
when you're too late, is it that people have to wake you up, or is it just your alarm didn't go off, or are you just late to travel there or something?
I am
Yeah, what is
never
it, Mark?
late.
What is it?
I am not late. I am never late. I don't know why they chose
Okay,
me.
Mark,
This makes no
okay.
sense.
He's never late. Don't worry about it, guys. Let's go next question.
Okay, let's go next question. He's never late. All right.
Yeah.
Who is most likely to make someone sick with their cooking? Is there anyone who's an absolute horror chef that would probably give illnesses around the team if they were to eat their food?
Now it's a nuke.
Well,
I
I'm
would
the
also
best
say
chef.
nuke. For sure.
I mean,
nuke.
I would
I've
not eat that.
seen-
I'm
I've
the
seen
only.
I've
I'm the,
seen
Mark.
some of the fake new cooks and doesn't cook, and I'm just like a bit skeptical. That's all. Not
Bro,
saying.
I literally just cook like a chicken breast. Like, what are you guys even saying?
Actually, I
Like,
agree. It's a nuke.
I'm the
It's a
only
nuke,
one
yeah.
here who is
I would-
capable
I
of
don't-
cooking himself a meal. Like, it's all of you guys.
No, I think it's a nuke as well, yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
I've
that
seen
would
this
be
man
Mark
eat
make
broccoli
youngest, but
like an apple,
I don't know.
and I'm
Okay.
just saying it's worrying.
Baker
Mhm.
does it.
Yeah, guys. Hello.
Yeah.
Baker eats broccoli raw.
So I have
Easy.
two go-to meals. It's like either chicken breast, I just like cut them up, put them in the pan, or I just put a steak in the pan. Like I have no idea.
But did
How-
you used to eat chicken breast without like salt and pepper?
No, I use salt and pepper.
Wait, let's rewind here. So you put chicken breast in a pan, you fry it, and
Uh,
you eat it. No veggies, no carbs. Just
I just
raw
get
protein.
salt and pepper,
Yeah.
I mean,
Holy
or maybe
smokes.
some maybe
for
like
like 2 weeks, or Nuke Duck's dinner composed of 500 grams of chicken and then a full Ben and Jerry for like lunch. That was like his legit meal plan.
It's
A
that
Ben
not-
and Jerry. A
that,
full big Ben and Jerry.
I will get one actually after this for reviews.
He would just like sit down behind the screen with a spoon and a Ben and Jerry and one shot that.
Is this before scrims, during scrims, or after scrims?
Scrims, I guess. Yeah,
Was
So
his
after
meal
like
plan.
a game one, you
It
just
was
pop a
lasted-
Ben and Jerry?
I game 3 or something. Yeah,
No, it was
Okay.
his meal plan. It was a lunch.
yeah, lunch.
Interesting. So ice cream for lunch. Has anyone else got some like I don't want to say weird because I don't want to judge because each their own. But is there any like different kind of meals you guys have in between scrims?
Most of them only eat
No.
pizza or something.
Do you guys always order food?
Yeah.
Give me the blunt answer. Yes or no? Is it an
Well,
order?
We
Yeah,
love
sure.
to order food from Just Eat.
That's
it's our
what I
favorite
like
place
to hear.
to order food
Finn.
from.
That's what I like to hear. What's the go-tos? I know that Mickey used the main Cola pizza. Is that still a thing?
No, that's a different one. Pizza Arsa, that was my main.
Ah, okay. Mickey, you still a pizza main?
On Sundays, yeah. But no, sometimes the place that I order from usually is closed, so then I just starve.
Okay, you gotta talk me through this because when you order food for lunch, when do you order it? After game 2?
No. It's we have a chef that makes food.
Yeah.
Oh,
lunch
Chef's
and
chef, yeah.
dinner,
Okay,
and
okay,
then
okay.
order time is around like 11, 10 to
Ah.
11. It's for the
Who-
third meal.
And
Who has to-
sometimes you also order for like a snack during scrims.
Yeah.
Or at least I
little
do.
pocket, yeah.
A little bit.
Order coffee every day as well, no? From Just Eat.
True.
Yeah.
Here's what we just did.
Nice,
We love Just
nice.
Eat coffee. It's really good.
That's what I like to hear. All right. Next question. Oh my god, why is this question here? All right. Who is most likely to become a caster or a streamer when they retire as a pro? Who's got the casting voice? Who's got the casting genes or the
Also
streamer
Finn.
genes?
Maybe
would
Finn
say
or
Finn.
Mark. Yeah, probably Finn.
See Mark.
I
Finn
could-
already has been on the casting desk of
Yeah, NLC.
NLC, no?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah,
he was
we're on the
he really
NLC.
fit in perfectly
Yeah.
there.
Finn was pretty good, yeah.
A complete natural, yeah.
But I
I've
could
se-
also say Mickey or Mark to stream.
Yeah, I've
I
seen
guess.
Mark streaming a lot recently.
Yeah. It's not
preparing
me or
here.
Patrick, at least. That's for sure.
Oh, no, that's for
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
Not because Patrick, yeah.
Mark grinding the stream, so you're keeping up a daily stream schedule, or at least trying to?
Yeah, but that's like way different from casting because I just put on some loud music and I play some solo queue. That's
Just listen
I
to
wouldn't
some
compare that to
fucking
casting.
hard
But
dubstep or
Finn has
something while you're
actual
playing.
experience on the casting desk. He looked
Mhm.
insane on the casting
Just
desk.
because
Sits
of
on TikTok
experience doesn't
dances.
mean you're good.
But they
Yeah.
ask stream or cast, so.
Okay, stream.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess.
But
Sure.
but Mickey, you must have been on a cast before, or like a desk or something.
Yeah,
in
one
your
time.
career.
Well, that was like first 5 minutes of some game.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I liked it.
I
It
could
was
see
like a
Mickey on a
high
caster
water
desk.
matchup as well.
On a caster
Yeah.
desk one day. All right.
One day.
Okay, this question I feel like is already kind of answered itself, but I'll say it anyway because I feel like I know what you guys are gonna say. Who's most likely to join the LCS?
LCS.
Most
Who's
is
most
Finn
likely
also
to go
by
across the
itself.
seas?
Oh, that's not true. Because
Okay.
once you've been there, you're not going back. So I'm not likely to go back.
Okay,
Maybe
Mark. then.
Mickey as mid laner, no?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Actually,
that is also true. Yeah, I can see that.
Wait, Mickey as mid
Adam-
laner?
Either me
Yeah.
as mid or Mark.
Mickey
as
said
jungle.
once he retires, he wants to go to NA to play mid lane there.
No,
That's his
once
retirement
he's
plan.
not retire. I mean, go
No,
there.
that is his retirement plan. He said to go play mid in NA.
No, don't rat him out like that.
I just want to play mid lane, man.
Wait, Mickey, you
But
gotta
yeah, I
talk
do
to me
think
here.
I don't think mid laners in NA are not very good. So I think I would shit on everyone. So
So you think the
There's that,
NA
yeah.
mids suck?
yeah.
You think the NA mids suck and you're just gonna go over there and trash on them?
Yes. That's
talk
exactly what I think.
Talk me through your champ pool real quick, because I've seen your Greg as mid. We played a match against each other once. and it
My
was a game
Azir is
that didn't
pretty
matter.
crazy right now. I completely stomped Captain to the pavement last time I played against him.
Is that in solo queue or in a 1v1?
That was a solo queue, of course, yeah.
Okay.
Ari, I'm probably one of the best. Let's see. What else am I good at? I don't know, I can just play anything really.
Your TF support I saw a bit on the solo queue ladder.
It's a bit different, you know, the mid lane and the support
Mm.
intricacies of TF is like a bit different. Like I'm not a good TF mid,
Yeah.
at least laning phase wise.
Yeah.
But I'm really good at picking the right card, yeah.
Can I interest you in some Malzahar perhaps?
No, it's too boring for me.
No.
I only play high dopamine champs.
Okay. All right. Next question. Who is most likely to live the longest? Which one of you is like the most healthy and active and takes care of themselves a lot? And Patrick.
are you sure?
I think so.
Patrick is dying.
Okay.
So like he's gonna be
Really?
like, around 30, still playing
Okay,
solo
Mark
queue.
then.
His heart is just gonna give
Mark,
up.
Mark.
I think Finn.
I think Finn as well.
I think we're all dying early in this team. We're not.
Whoa,
scared.
whoa! This doesn't have to be doomsday. What do you mean you're all gonna die early? What are you guys doing in that gaming house?
I just don't have a lot of confidence in our abilities to take care of ourselves in the long run.
I've seen that there's
I
a gym
can
in one
see,
of the
like-
rooms.
Actually,
Yeah.
Nuke is gonna survive because once the apocalypse hits, he has a gun. Gonna live on his farm in the north.
I don't know what you're talking about. I will live the longest because of my Ben and Jerry's 1 time a day. Keep the doctor away.
No, I think
But-
me and Nuka are out of this one, but I think you three, like, you can probably live for pretty long.
So we've come down to
Mickey,
Patrick,
you're dead
Markoon, and Finn.
100%.
Yeah, I'm like 10 years, I'm out.
But you know the others, maybe we can make it work.
Do you guys use the gym often in the house?
No.
Yeah.
I think last time I went gym, we went 0-4, so I stopped going.
Exercise equals loss. Is that what you're telling me? Actually, I
Yes.
had a similar experience when I was a pro. Every time I went to the gym, we lost. I don't know what the hell it was, but every single time it happened, we just lost. So
Yeah, I don't get it.
So maybe,
Someone needs to
maybe
do a study
rent
about it.
or something.
I don't know, Patty.
I think
you
we
tell
need
me.
like we need a treadmill so I can run it in the gym instead of.
Oh, okay, that's cute. All right, so the next one is who would be most likely to cry during a sad film? Do you guys watch stuff together often?
Mm,
Not very often. But I think
Bonus 5. Think Finn.
me or Finn.
Oh,
I think Mickey.
think me or Mickey as well. Yeah, I could see it.
You could see it.
Yeah.
You guys don't watch much together, but you think that you two would be the ones that would cry in an
I
emotional
mean, me and
scene?
Patrick, there was like, so the sample size is like, me and Patrick watched 2 movies, and one of them was Green Mile, and I couldn't handle it, yeah. So,
You guys watched the
like-
Green Mile?
yeah.
We did, man. That shit was 3 hours, by the way. 3 fucking hours. Like,
Yeah, it's for sure not Patrick.
Wait. Which of you, out of curiosity, has the not? I don't want to say the worst because again, I don't want to judge. But which one of you has the least optimal sleep schedule? You know, you can't sleep till like 5 a.m. You're grinding solo queue,
Mark.
and then you go to sleep.
Mickey, you know.
Maybe me, yeah. I don't know. Usually I go to
Mickey or
bed
me?
like 4 or 5.
Mickey, me, or Patrick?
Doesn't your day start the
Actually,
next day at
maybe
like 10 or 11?
No, 12.
12. So you can
So I
still
get 8 hours, kinda.
yeah, you can get in 8 hours if you drop a 4 o'clock sleep.
Yeah.
So
it's
So you're
doable.
micromanaging it well. I see.
Yeah. I got it all figured out, man. Don't worry.
So your alarm is like 2 minutes before the meeting starts.
Depends. Depends when the meeting is in, but yeah, like 12:15 is like I think my current alarm.
Next question: who would be most likely to become a super after they retire?
Finn,
Mark. Yeah.
General consensus on Finn. He's got a jawline that could cut through paper. I think.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a fact. Hairstyle is fantastic. I think Mark could also push his way into super.
I also think Mark is underrated.
Soon, yeah.
No, I think you're just a better candidate for this one.
I think Mark, you have a
Yeah, you
great
need to have some more
future.
self-confidence, Finn.
Mark, I think you're doing great, mate.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Who would be the most likely to get inside a boxing ring?
Patrick.
Nuke.
I think
Nuke.
Nuke.
Oh, actually. Now that I
true,
think
yeah.
about it, yeah.
Uh,
I have an unsettled bet with Zlatan. Yeah.
An unsettled bet with Zlatan. Do you wanna? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We were at a party. I was a bit drunk, and I just started like flaming Zlatan just because I was bored. And then he wanted to MMA fight me 1v1, and I said yes, but we haven't done it yet. So.
So there's a chance that there's gonna be a boxing match, Nuke Duck versus Zlatan, coming next year, perhaps one day.
Yeah, there is a chance. Yeah.
Dude,
Uh,
I gotta get on the card somehow as well. That sounds fucking fun. All right. Speaking of parties, who's most likely to get drunk at a party? Who's the if you guys have ever gone out together, who's the lightweight? Who's just sitting there after one or two
Mark.
beers and
Mark.
absolutely
Mark,
smashed?
yeah.
yeah.
I wouldn't call Mark lightweight or anything, but you know,
You'll get fucked up the fastest, I think.
he will get drunk. Yeah.
Well, okay, sure. Yeah, I just drink the most.
Any thoughts, Mark?
Yeah, no comment.
comment.
I like to have fun.
Okay. Last one is who is most likely to fall asleep during a meeting or a class or review or whatever the hell? Who's like the one that's just kind of like in the back, either tired because they didn't sleep well the last day,
Yeah.
or is just
Yeah.
dozing off?
Probably me, yeah.
Has it happened? Have you actually fallen asleep during a review before?
I don't think
Lucky
so.
Patrick, though.
I don't think so. But
Well, I never fell asleep in the meeting.
I think back in Splice maybe it happened once. I fell asleep. That was about it.
Back in Splice. When was that? That was like
2016, 17.
2016. Jesus, man. You're pro for a while. 6 years, 7 years?
6.
I remember you used to be. I remember playing solo queue and there was a Poppy one trick running around called Mickey X. It was
Oh yeah,
disgusting.
Poppy got reworked, so I had to abuse it.
Oh, it was disgusting. All right,
And then I
that's
told Nocturne about it, and then he was playing it. But yeah, just what's it called? Lore for you.
that's
yeah.
it for the most likely questions. We're gonna do a Discord AMA in around 7 or 8 minutes. So I wanted to just take the time to ask some questions about like pro play, for example, that maybe some people at home don't really understand. You know, like the behind the scenes, how the things actually go. So if you could, for me, Finn, could you just give me like a rough breakdown of what a pro player's day looks like? Wake up, when you solo queue, when the meetings are, what happens after meetings, what happens after scrims. Is there like a schedule you guys have?
So I think everyone kind of wakes up whenever they kind of whatever fits their schedule. But usually we have a meeting at around 1:30, and then we have scrims at 2. So some people like to just wake up and then insta go into scrims, and some people like to wake up a bit earlier, play some solo queues, maybe do something else before meetings, and then just play scrims. And then usually you play from 2 to 7:30 in the evening, whereafter we will usually eat, and then yeah, I think most teams, like in general, just play solo queue until night. After that, some people go gym, some people do other stuff, but that's kind of the general schedule, I would say.
And what does a scrim into VOD review look like? Play the game. What happens after you play the game? Is there like something that you guys do specifically? You know, you go into a different room and you obviously break things down. Is there anything specific that happens there? You know, does the coach just sit there with his pointing finger and just say this, and this, let's fix it? Is it a discussion? Is it something that you just kind of all talk about and vent frustration about the game, or you talk about things that were good?
Is it directed to me still?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
I guess so.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I mean, usually there are some points in a game that we go over, and sometimes the discussion gets heated, and sometimes the discussion goes past pretty easily, and sometimes you reach a conclusion, sometimes you don't, but there's always things to discuss from the game, that whether it's in-game related or draft related, and usually the discussions don't stop unless you force them to, because people love to argue.
And Patrick, how long is a draft meeting? We hear like pro players say they had draft meeting and this was the idea. What does a draft meeting look like for a pro before they play on big stage?
I think our draft meetings are maybe 30 to like 60 minutes. I think we don't always find the best drafts, but in our team we have to make sure we at least agree. and then we're decently good, so we can make it work.
Interesting. Okay,
So,
brilliant.
it's pretty quick.
Pretty quick. Just going through loads of scenarios. Is it the coach that comes to you and says, "Hey guys, I have these drafts planned. What do you think?" Or is it just you sit there and come up with ideas like, "Oh, this guy plays this. Let's make sure we ban that." Or is it the coach that already has the outline ready?
I think Joey usually has some ideas, and then kind of tell him if it's good or it's bad, and
Yeah.
we give him our take and what we think we should do, and then kind of like mix it together and try to make a good draft happen.
All right, we're gonna move on to fan questions. So you guys can do !playoffs in the chat, and you can click on the link and join the XL Discord. There'll be a channel in the XL Discord called the Playoffs AMA where you can write your questions, and then they'll be read out on the stream. You can also ask questions in Twitch chat as well if you want, but make sure you join the Discord as well. Shoot some questions across, and then start answering. I'm supposed to just off and just go to town. I hope there's no questions in there. It's gonna get me banned, but that would suck.
I'll proofread for you. Let's see.
All right, that's a good question actually. I already see one. If you guys won Worlds, what skins would you choose? Is there a champion specific that you'd want to choose as your skin? Mickey?
Pike or Bard, but
You play neither.
yeah, it's hard. It's hard to pull them off at Worlds.
Yumi,
Ram, Tam Kench, Yumi.
Nami,
Ah.
Yana.
Yeah, they already have skins. So I want to pick a champ that doesn't already have a world skin. So that's why Pike and Bard are the only two. And maybe maybe Fiddlestick, My Fiddle might come out, so maybe ATF already has it, unfortunately.
What about you, Nuke? What skins would you get?
Maybe I get LeBlanc skin, I guess.
Okay. Bit of competition there with the IG LeBlanc skin, but is it just your favorite champ?
Yeah, I like the IG skin, but I mean, like, can never have too many skins, and I like LeBlanc the most, so yeah.
Patrick?
I think I would go for Neela, because she's pretty cool, and she has like one skin, so just give her some love.
Give her some love.
That's
Yeah, I
fair,
think
yeah.
most of the new champs only have one skin, right? They didn't really... Maybe a few years later. Mark, which one are you going for? Lee Sin?
I need to figure out which champion makes the most money. Who buys which champion has the most skins? Probably Lee Sin, yeah. Lee Sin. A lot of people buy Lee Sin skins, right? Should be
Isn't
fine.
they would buy the XL Lee Sin skin instead of the SKT or the FBX one?
Of course, if we win Worlds, everyone's
The
buying
XL
the
Lee Sin
XL one.
skin?
Okay.
Mark's instantly on the money. He's thinking about how much it'll make the revenue. Finn, what about you? Top lane champ that you get where you want to get a skin on?
I was thinking maybe Ornn or maybe Gwen. I don't know. Those champions just have so bad skins. So
Yeah.
if I get a skin for
Ornn
them,
has good ones.
Yeah,
Nah.
that's the reason you're getting Ornn.
Wait,
I mean,
Ornn has so many
I,
good
That's
skins.
the reason.
I was also thinking if I win Worlds,
That's
I
the
probably
reason.
played Ornn in the but it's just gonna be like my skin,
Hey, Nuguri played
Kled.
Ornn in the finals, I think. as well.
I mean, I'll just be like an icon for all the Ornn players.
Isn't Kled your champ?
Yeah, but no one plays Kled.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna sell at all if I go Kled
Good
skin.
old Kled. I can imagine the Ornn XL skin with like the ult coming in. It just says power better on the or is it
Yeah.
Mr. Ram? Oh my god, goosebumps.
I would actually be so sick.
Do you guys play any other games? When you're not playing League, is there any other games that you guys lean toward? Patrick, any games you play other than the solo queue?
I played Hearthstone lately, a little bit.
Lately.
Yeah, lately.
Lately, yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it for me.
Hearthstone?
I enjoy World of Warcraft as well, every now and then.
Yeah, WoW enjoyer.
Yeah.
Nice. You gonna play Wrath when it comes out?
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm looking into it. I'm exploring my options.
I think the release date is close to Worlds, so careful there. Nuke, do you play any other games?
Not currently, but I like also World of Warcraft, but I only really like the old version. And also, I guess Heroes 3 is pretty good.
Nice. Mickey?
Magic the Gathering or Genshin Impact, I guess, are the two games that I play. Yeah, it's kind of sometimes TFT, but I kind of stop nowadays.
You guys ever play games together, Mickey? Like any games you play together as a team or
Well,
duos?
Hearthstone Battlegrounds, we used to play a lot last split, but then they removed the buddy system, so I stopped playing because that sucks.
Finn, any games you play outside League?
I mean, not really. During the season, I mostly play League. I do play some Diablo 2
Yeah.
in the off season. It's kind of a chill game to play. Like every time there's a new season, you can just jump back into it. But other than that, not really.
Mark?
Probably gonna play a bit of Valo in off season. Play some Rocket
Valo.
League.
Hello. Okay.
Valo.
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 Zao.
What is so funny about that?
I don't know. Can you say the full name? Like,
Why would I say the full name?
I don't know.
Do you say League of Legends or do you say League? Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
You say Baron?
Yeah,
I
guess
say
not-
Baron.
I
Baron
say
Nashor.
lol.
Lol.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Lol. Someone has asked a question about Korea. Where was it? Who was your favorite team to scrim in Korea? Was there anyone that kind of stands out as like a team that you learned a lot from? Could be a team that maybe stomped you, or you stomped them, or it was really even. Got anyone coming to mind?
I like scrimming T1.
I guess T1 was
It's
fun. Yeah.
super nice getting railed by Zeus in scrims. I was learning a lot.
Was it tough?
It was really good.
Was it tough to play against Zeus? Was it difficult?
I mean, he was just like too good. It was hard to deal with. Everything he did just worked out, and I felt
Yeah,
like there was
plot
always
armor.
something you can. Yeah, yeah, plot armor, for example, and I would just play GP and he would just like walk over my barrels, and I'd be like, "What the fuck, man?" I mean, this guy was really good, and it was fun playing against him. I felt like every time I played against him, I was learning something new about laning.
Was it fun to scrim against Faker, Nuktak?
Yeah, it was fun. He was like super good with, especially with Twisted Fate, I thought.
Mhm.
And in general, yeah, very good. But I mean, I kind of didn't play for a while until someone in Korea before Korea, so I wasn't like playing that well, like I thought. So I don't know, like yeah, he was a bit too good as well.
Yeah, I see. Is there any European team that's like a good scrim partner? That's not, because I know a lot of European pros say like this team's messy, it gets bloody in the first 5 minutes. Is there any team that's just like, wow, these games are human, I can learn something? Anyone?
I guess G2 is the
G2
best
scrims,
scrims.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess so.
G2. Anyone else? Just G2.
I think they play the best and they don't int that much.
G2, I thought Vitality was good in scrims, and Rogue as well in scrims.
Yeah, Rogue tryhards like super hard in scrims. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing to try hard in
Yes.
scrims?
Yeah.
Or is it something that it's like, is it good to have a happy game every now and then, a happy scrim set? I presume you guys, I mean, Mickey, you were around with the G2 days, with the Game 5 happy games or something like that, we heard publicly. Was it take the first few games serious and then just gauge how good the opponent is, and if they suck, then we just have some fun?
Well, yeah, I guess we did that in the past. Yeah, I don't think it was the most. I don't think it was the best strategy, but yeah, it was good to bring out the other team's morale down. If they lost to like a Shyvana game 5, like full AP Shyvana, that was pretty fun.
That was pretty
But
fun.
I think overall having happy games is not optimal. Yeah, usually you
Nice.
wanna try hard for 5 games in a row, but sometimes that's hard. Yeah.
We still do it though, like, but not like not on purpose. But if
Yeah.
the opponent is inting, like, there's no way you're
Oh
gonna
yeah.
focus for 5 games straight.
Yeah,
And
I
sometimes
feel
if
it.
your opponent is late,
If they're late,
a little roll swap.
The roll swap.
a little roll swap. Oh my god, I gotta hear these stories after the split ends. I got a question here from Rafa who says, is there any player who plays like aggressive in scrims, or a team that plays really aggressive in scrims, but then go to stage and they just don't do what they were doing in scrims? They're just a lot different. Is there any team that has that contrast, or maybe even a player that has that contrast from what you've seen? Or maybe the opposite?
Maybe Excel.
Yeah.
Maybe Excel. Yeah.
Excel, yeah, I can see it.
They for sure play way more aggressive in scrims than on stage these days.
Everyone kind of does, but yeah, us maybe the most.
I think Midland's botlane a lot of times in scrims they're really bad, and then on stage they're pretty good. That's kind of it compared to like the biggest differences from scrims to stage.
I wonder
I'll
why
say the
that
same
is.
about Medline top. I think in Medlines and scrims they usually not play that well, but when stage comes, they're all super good and coordinated, and it's a bit weird to see.
Yeah.
That's quite odd, because playing
They
good in
have a
scrims and
plan, I guess.
yeah, playing good in scrims and then going to stage and underperforming is like quite normal for everyone, I think. But having the opposite is just weird. Did you play bad in scrims and then play good on stage? Is there anything you can think of as to the reason why, Markoon? Is there anything that you can think of, like, the players
Well,
do differently?
if I'm imagining myself as a top laner, then I think people just get lazy and they just see very respecting junglers, so they just die. And then bot lane is the same, you know, fight. This is what Mickey does like every day, you know. He's just like enemy jungler's coming, he doesn't care, he just dies anyway. He just goes for the play anyway. And then on stage, people are like, oh, I actually don't want to die now, so they respect for once.
Mickey, thoughts? I can see you nodding.
I don't know.
your
On
head.
stage, I also died, so I don't know.
Yeah, actually, Mickey is maybe the exception of this. He also just dies on stage.
I don't know. I've said it before the split when I like play as like in scrims, and then I died. I mean, you know,
That times, yeah.
against misfits, like when we went for 2v2 and jungler was there, and 1-for-1 sucks. But yeah. Yeah.
This is another
Sucks.
question from HT from Mickey while you guys just talking there. He says, what is the hardest bot lane you've ever played against ever in an official match? Maybe in a best of 5 or in a best of 1 or at Worlds or in a certain region.
Official match was probably Uzimata 2016, but that was because we were too boosted. But they were really good at that point. But that's only officials. Like scrim wise, Deft and Carrier were like a little bit too good, and I think Deft and Mako EDG 2016. Yeah, they were also a bit too good.
But didn't you guys get like fisted, you and Perks fisted by Mickey and Patrick? No, Mithy and Patrick.
On stage?
Yeah.
No. I did that level 1 once. Time and time again. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe 2019 finals in Greece, I was getting a little bit murdered by the FNATIC bot lane. But I didn't feel like they were like Dynasane, I was just like really running it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I see.
But against 2016 Uzimata, it was just unwinnable. They were way too good.
Is there any bot lane, actually out of my own curiosity here, where you lost a series to them and you were like, fuck's sakes, their enemy bot was so fucking boosted, they were getting stomped, I can't believe they won?
Yeah, pretty much every game we lose. Like, wait, let me think.
Every fucking game.
I don't know.
If you can't think of one on the top of your head, that's fine.
No, I can't think of
the
anything
opposite
right
side of it. Someone says here, assuming XL beat Fnatic, which team do you think you'll face for the final world spot? I think, from my understanding, it's either G2 or Misfits that you would face for that final world spot.
No, you never face G2. You
yeah.
face either you face Misfits or the loser of the other one.
Yeah, of course. It'll be from the best of 5 of G2 Misfits if Misfits lose. And if G2 lose, it'll probably be the Mad or Rogue loser. Who do you think it'll be?
It's probably going to be Misfits.
Yeah.
Unless they beat G2 in a best of 5, but at the moment I don't see that happening.
If I had to bet, it's not happening, yeah.
Do you guys have the same feeling that Misfits are similar to last split, where they're really good in a regular season, but in best of 5s they're a different team?
I don't know. I feel like everyone thinks that, but I think it's a bit like overplayed. I feel like, especially with this meta, it suits them a lot, and I think they're not that bad. I think they can do fine in best of 5s, especially in this meta.
I think Misfits is way better this split than that split.
Yeah.
With Sansa especially, I think he's doing a lot of good things early game for them. Before they would just like lose early and then maybe come back, but now I think they can actually have some decent early games.
Yeah, he seems like a lot more of an early game centric jungler than Platan, who didn't really find much. Someone here, Brap, asks, what player have you not played against that you would love to play against? It's a question to everyone, apparently. So Patrick, we'll start with you. Is there any player in the world that you just really want to play against, or you look up to in a sense?
Not really. I think when I was in Korea, I played against most good players or good bot lanes.
Yeah.
Maybe I would like to try to play against Danny from EG. He's pretty hyped.
Danny
but
from
it's
EG.
hard to judge like how good he is if you don't play versus him, right? So
yeah. Finn?
Yeah, maybe it would be fun to play against CLG. Seems like they might take the worlds. That would be hype.
Are they actually?
Maybe,
yeah,
they're winning, yeah.
Wait, let me check for you. I think
Oh,
they're
that's pretty
top
hype.
4 right now. In
that would be like the best game ever. So hype.
Oh my god, can you imagine playing against them in play-ins?
Yeah.
That would be super hype. Wait, I'm looking. LCS. Where is CL? They are currently in the upper bracket round 1 against C9. So they finish 4th place. They probably have side selection.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
I don't know
it could be hard for them, but if they made it, it would be fun to play them in like play-ins and maybe knock them out. That would be hype.
Get Brox on the analyst desk for the game or something. I don't know. So the whole fucking fam's there. All right, let me have a look at this. Favorite board game? Someone asks. Do you guys play any board games? Anyone in the call play any board games?
It's a poker board game.
Don't think so. It's more of a card game, I guess.
No, that's more. Yeah, it's more of a card game.
I like Cosmic Encounter, but we didn't play it in this house yet.
Cosmic
But
Encounter.
yeah, that game is cool as fuck.
Heard
But
that.
other than that, not really. Yeah.
Heard that one. Someone here asks. Rob says, "What is a champion that you've never played in a professional game that you would want to play on stage?" Is there anything that comes to mind, Mark?
Oh, I mean, I would have to play some solo queue games. Playing some Kiana jungle would be nice. Would love if that champ came back into the meta. Had like a lot of solo queue games on her, but I don't think maybe I played them like a while ago, but lately I haven't.
Yeah.
But yeah, she is quite rusty at the moment, so I would have to pick her up again a bit.
Nuke, mid lane is a champion Ocean. Any champion you want to bust out? You've played a lot.
I haven't played. I don't think so. Like, I feel like I've sometime played like everything at least once.
The Gragas yet?
I probably played Gragas. Pre-rework though.
Oh yeah.
Pre-rework. Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I guess maybe I don't really want to play Gragas, the new one, but I can't find anything. Yeah.
All right, I got one last question for you all. A very easy one. Actually, maybe it's not that easy, but it's from Kaijin, and he says, "What role would you guys be playing if you weren't playing your current role?" So I guess something that you might autofill or enjoy. We'll start with Patrick. If you weren't an AD carry, where are you going?
I guess mid, because well, jungle is the most OP, but I cannot play jungle at all. So I would go mid because it's the second most OP, and you can play like any champion.
Mm-hmm. I get that. Okay, Nuke.
I'm not sure. I mean, probably jungle or support. I think I was like planning to play jungle sometimes during my career, and I also have played support. But I've also like kind of like played a bit of top. So I don't know. Either like it's not AD probably, because in competitive you can't just pick Yasuo bot lane and permafight. Probably something that's not AD.
Mickey, I think I know what yours is. You were already talking about it earlier. How are you going to go with the
Yeah,
enemy
there.
and stomp everyone?
It's mid or AD. I think
Mid or
those two
AD.
I can be good at. I think top I'm too bad at it and it's too boring. Jungle, yeah, could work.
Have you ever had a
No.
team approach you and be like, "Hey, Mickey, we want you to roll swap to this," or you'd be like, "Hey, I want to roll swap to this. Let's do this kind of roster." Have you ever had that actually?
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
that's all I need to know.
It was it was for the G2 2021 roster. We were thinking about the role swapping me on AD.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait, who would come in support then?
I don't know, like Hilly or some shit. Like
Wait, that would be sick. Mickey X, Hillsang Bot, the two best supports in the West, now
But
playing
it
AD
sounded
carry
so
and
troll.
support.
It sounded so troll.
Were
But
you
it's,
on board?
it's-
it would have banked.
It's like a 7th camp for the jungler actually.
Yeah.
It's a
It
seven.
would have banked.
Wait, whose idea
I
was
feel
that,
like
Mickey?
Well, I guess it was kind of my idea, but also the coaches, and then yeah, everyone was just like, yeah, I can see it. Except Jankos. Jankos started laughing when I mentioned it.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
So
Oh
then
my
I was like,
God.
okay, Jankos doesn't think it's good, so let's just not do it.
So let's just not. He wasn't on board. He was the one. He was like the final person in the council who had to agree and give the green light before the Draven of Mickey X came out to terrorize the Rift.
Yeah,
get it.
I was like, for like 1 week, I was spamming AD carries in solo queue. I was like smurfing so hard.
Oh my god! If only there was another timeline where we could have seen that.
Yeah.
Mark, if you could roll swap to any role, which one would it be?
I'd probably just go support, so I have like an easy job, because all the supports in the US are so bad. So I would probably just become like the best support in Europe
Wow.
quite easily, and I wouldn't have to do much.
That is kind of true though.
Yeah.
That's based, yeah. It's pretty based.
Nice take.
I can see it already in a few years, Mark, taking over the support role.
But then
Taking
again,
Mickey's
it
job
is
one
way
day.
too boring, so it would be
Very
actually a
boring.
hard job because it's so boring to play support.
I see. So it's too easy but too boring. So it's too hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get you. Finn?
Nah, I'd also go support, I think. Mark kind of took my answer. I feel like it would be kind of fun to just play and, I don't know, just chill a little bit more.
Yeah, you just die 15 times and it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter, you know. Guys, I got
At
caught
Mickey,
bargaining.
at Mickey.
Guys, I got the rules.
Don't worry, it's worth.
All right, awesome. That was really fun. Thank you guys for joining me in the Just Eat Fan Feast stream. Good luck in playoffs. Good luck in your scrims. Good luck in your reviews. Good luck next week. And I hope to see you guys in the next round. Is there anything you guys want to say before you leave? Perfect.
Don't appreciate me dying 10 times and get the cooldowns, but it's fine.
All right, have fun in the rest of your night, boys. Sleep well, and good luck in
You
streams
too.
tomorrow. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thanks, man.
Bye bye.
Peace.
Ciao.
Cool.